The Italian job LA Heist is a racing game that was developed by Climax Brighton, published by Eidos and released on the PS2, Xbox and Gamecube in June of 2003. Based on the film of the same name, which was also a remake of the well-known classic, this movie tie-in was met with mixed reviews during its release. The Italian job has a few modes to choose from, such as story mode, time trials, circuit racing and a stunt mode. The story mode is basically just a retelling of the big plot points of the movie, with plenty of driving from checkpoints against the clock, escaping police and occasionally racing against an opponent. The game is basically a collection of bite-sized missions that are sandwiched in between a bit of narration here and there to add some context to your speeding through the streets of LA. Now, apart from the game's lengthy loading screens, the game keeps things moving at a decent pace and doesn't really offer you enough time to sit there and think about how bare bones the game actually is. The story mode could be completed in a couple hours, so you're pretty much in and out without wasting too much time. Now, with any driving game, the important thing is that the cars feel good to drive. While there are plenty of racing games that will offer you a more authentic or more fun driving experience, the handling of the cars in this title are by no means bad. There isn't much difference between the variety of cars that you're given for each mission, but they all take off very quickly and can all turn a corner tightly. At the end of the day, the driving in this game is fast and easy, and while it never quite reaches exhilarating, it is occasionally fun as you dodge traffic and launch your vehicle over the surprising amount of ramps littered throughout the city. Upon completing each mission, you are graded on your performance, so there is something to aim for if you decide you'd like to achieve an A rank in each mission, but there isn't really any reason to play this game more than once. One aspect of the game that could use an upgrade is the game's presentation. The graphics could be better, but they aren't offensive to your eyes, although my biggest disappointment with the game is that they didn't utilise the movie it was based on very much at all. The game doesn't have cutscenes, just panning shots of the city accompanied by narration from the main character, which isn't even voiced by Mark Wahlberg. There are a few still images from the movie used in loading screens, but I really feel like a clip here and there from the movie could have gone a long way in making it feel like you're actually taking part in the film. You can definitely tell that this game was created on a short time scale, as it doesn't feature a single model of any characters from the movie, and there aren't even people walking the streets, so it just kind of looks like a weird city entirely populated by cars. One mode in particular, which I did enjoy, was the stunt mode, in which you race over ramps, up and down stairs and across beams to make it to the end before the time ends. It is nothing special, but at the very least a welcome addition. The Italian job is actually a hard game for me to review, as it's much easier to review a game when it evokes an emotion such as joy or rage. There's not much on this disc, but what is here is enjoyable at times. The driving feels tight and allows you to get to grips with things very quickly, and the modes featured in the game all have their charm, and the stunt mode can be quite creative. The game is short, it is fast, it is easy, and while it is also very basic and shallow, it isn't monotonous or frustrating. Offering only a few hours of shoulder-shrugging fun, if I could give the Italian job 2.5 stars, I would, but instead I'm going to have to give it the highest 2 possible, as it's not a game you should avoid, nor would I recommend seeking it out. The best way to sum things up would be to say that if you spent the going rate of £1 or less on this title, you won't regret it.